If people can't already tell, I'm an Aries.
Right.
So are you.
Yep.
Go Team Aries.
Team Aries.
Okay.
What's your zodiac sign?
Aquarius.
Oh, look at you. And you are?
You're the guesser, no?
We've been through this before.
Playing hard to get.
Digo, yeah, I've been here for
You're
what?
a Libra!
Of course!
Just like my mom and like half of my girlfriends. Ready? That brings us to today's
Big deal! Your favorite topic,
So
Humberto.
it is. I love to guess people's signs. It's half a joke, but I'm kind of half serious, especially when I get it right. Which happens like 1 out of 12 times, which is exactly the amount of signs, but I won't get into the math. How do the three of you feel in general about astrology? Do you think there's anything to it, or is it complete airy-fairy, just BS?
I believe it. I am such a fan of like horoscopes and astrology. Like growing up, like my mom would always watch Walter Mercado. My best friend's mom would watch him. I always read like every time I go to the magazine rack at the store, I always go to the back and start skimming to see what's gonna happen in my future. I even hosted a horoscope segment long time ago. Yes.
Why you were like Walter Mercado's apprentice or something? That could be a thing, Dennis.
Yes, I was his
I can
bitch.
see you. I can see you there somehow. How do you feel about horoscopes?
You know, I think there's a lot to them. I think, I don't know the science. I did study a little bit of like, really like astronomy. So like then the astrology thing made a lot more sense to me because I learned about the stars in college and like how everything interacts. But I do think there's something to astrology because I read stuff about signs and it's true. I ascribe something, oh, that's my ex-girlfriend, that's this person in my life, that's there. And it's always accurate. I don't know if that's like a fortune teller where they tell you stuff because they know it's gonna be accurate. See, anyway, I need to work some stuff out.
I'm gonna go ahead. Tell me how you.
The only thing I feel is if it's very specific, let's say that they're going to give you your astrological chart because they have not only the time, the exact time you were born, but also the coordinates. I think it needs to, it has something to do demographically, exactly the position of the stars when you were born and where you were.
And let me explain why.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe that there's some of it, but I don't believe in astrology as in science in general because I think it can be very broad.
Because it deals with something.
All my boyfriends have been Gemini.
Yeah.
Oh,
And my biggest betrayals have been from 3 Gemini people, so it's weird.
Right.
And then my best friends are always Virgos and Scorpios, so.
So let me harp on a couple things that the two of you said. First of all, when you get your star chart, that's exactly what it is. It's not just where the sun is when you're born. That's your general sign, right? But it's also where the moon is, where the planets are, and where the stars and constellations are. Now, I always thought this was BS. But after watching so many science shows, I started to believe it, and I'll tell you why. Science says that there's states of matter that we can't measure, okay? Those states of matter are dark energy, dark matter, but it also might be where spiritual, supernatural energy comes from if you believe in that stuff.
Right.
But science says that gravity, for some reason, is the weakest force in the universe because it gets diluted in all these different dimensions. That's string theory, that's physics. The science also says that there's a gravitational pull from a star on the other side of the universe to you right now. Okay. Gravity is affected and pulls on everything. So the point is, if you're born at a certain time, at a certain spot, with all the planets and all the stars arranged in one way, as opposed to another way, is there a subtle influence on your personality? I'm open to that possibility.
I am not only open, I think it's true. I mean, also we have all these Asian cultures, like the Egyptians or the Mayans. They position their pyramids and all their construction and buildings and stuff, towards the stars and, aligned with certain constellations up in.
By the way, right now our executive producer, Luca, must be going crazy listening to it. He's like, how can 4 intelligent people in the 21st century be open to this BS? I don't think
it's BS. I do think horoscopes are a bit BS. I mean, they're mind games.
Wait a minute, isn't it the same thing though?
No, because horoscopes are just general Aries. You gotta find out like where all the planets were when you were born.
Yeah, the very minute you were born.
And it's not gonna dictate who you are.
Well, but how can that be accurate? Because it could be 8:44 here and it could be like 10:20 in Africa.
That's why it's where you were born too.
Okay, first of all, it's never gonna be 8:44 here and 10:20 in Africa, ever. So don't worry about that.
The point is you gotta find out where you were because if you're an Aries, but you were born at 6 o'clock in the morning when the moon, for instance, which is the second biggest influence on your emotions, was on one side of the earth as opposed to the other, it's different than an Aries born at 9 o'clock at night with the moon on the other side.
Look, all I want to know are my lucky lotto numbers so that I can hit the jackpot, okay?
You're never gonna win the lotto.
That's all I want to know, people.
The compatibility and stuff. No, I do believe also that it really depends on exactly what Humberto's saying, like with the coordinates and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But if you believe it or not, because sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna read my horoscope, and if it says something good, I'm like, yes, this is so accurate, wow. And if it's something bad, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, this is BS.
And half the time
like
it's not
horoscopes don't
inaccurate.
You're just
exist.
in denial,
Horoscopes are not
okay?
accurate.
Of
Horoscopes
course
are
I'm
not
in
accurate.
denial
But
all the time.
So often, especially with certain signs, like I can always tell a female Scorpio.
Really?
Yeah, because there's like this certain sexual darkness that emanates from them that I'm very attracted to, but I'm very warned off by.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Not
that's
the best in
Hebrew
relationships, by the
horoscope.
way.
You know, in Hebrew horoscope, they
the
told me the
Vedic.
other day in Kabbalah that I'm a Scorpio, actually. And
Ooh,
God.
that's how you
in
get the dark
Hebrew.
eyes. That's where you get the
But
dark
then,
eyes.
but then here's the question of like, how accurate is it really? And here Luca's gonna be like, yes, yeah,
No,
I
what
told you,
Luca's
because of
saying is
course.
take us to commercials.